So some people truly don't believe in the law of attraction, and they comment on videos and channels like mine and they say it's a scam. Other people believe it's more like some type of a magic lucky wand that happens on rare occasions. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to make your manifestations work every single solitary time. If I got a little bit of this going on here, it's just because it's a little bright today. It's a beautiful day. The sun's getting kind of close. It's summer, so it's really almost light till like 10 o'clock. But it's starting to get there a little bit. It's a beautiful day to be alive. And I'm going to talk exactly how to make your manifestations work every time. I'm just going to share what's worked for me, how I went from a college dropout, deciding I was going to publish my first book and no one publishing it, to self-publishing it, selling 20,000 copies out of the trunk of my car. Penguin Random House, the #1 English publishing company in the world, ended up offering me multiple book deals, being published in bookstores around the world, translated into other languages. And this is exactly what I did and how you can make it work in your life. So take a deep breath, breathe in and out, go like this, and say, something great is about to happen in my life. Okay, so point number one is I personally am coming from the assumption, the state of knowing that everything is energy. And in this video, I said I'm going to say exactly what I did. How I went from dropping out of college to getting published with the top publishing company in the world, manifesting my dream life, having an epic view from my what's this called, patio, and a lot of other things. And this is just how I did it. And so before I get into a little bit more nuance of the techniques, I'm going from the assumption that everything is energy. There is nothing that isn't energy. My face is energy. Look at this. That's just energy. It's all it is. You see that pool? It's just energy. You see those mountains? Just energy. Red, it's just an energy color. Blue, it's just an energy color. My face, it's just energy. Literally, there isn't anything that isn't energy. We're so conditioned to think we live in a physical universe. It's simply not true at all. E equals MC squared. Albert Einstein showed us that mass and energy is essentially one and the same thing. We found out that these things aren't even solid objects. Atoms, the things we think are solid objects, they're made up of 99% empty space. Literally, everything in the universe. Do a thought experiment. I want you right now, look around your room or wherever you are. Whether you're in the car, whether you're sitting on a chair, touch something solid right now. Touch something solid. And if there's nothing, if you're sitting in an empty room with no chairs, then touch your hand. Go like this. Go like this. See that feeling? When you touch your hands together, well, that feeling that feels solid, it's made up of 99% empty space because your hands are made up of 99% empty space. So here's just the facts. The facts tell us everything is energy. We know this, or still a lot of people don't know this, which is amazing in and of itself because people are walking around thinking they're these solid objects, they're these solid bodies. It's not true. So first of all, everything's energy. Second of all, energy is never created or destroyed. This is a basic scientific fact. Energy is never created or destroyed. So, if energy is never created or destroyed and everything is energy, that means that all the energy that ever was and ever will be already exists simultaneously in higher dimensions, or essentially in bandwidth, in frequencies outside of third dimension. Because this reality, third dimension, it's just a bandwidth of frequency. It's a bandwidth of visible light. It's a very small bandwidth of visible light. There's a bunch of energy you can't see. There's a bunch of energy you can't hear. There's a bunch of energy that's happening that your nervous system isn't able to process. So there's a bunch of energy. So everything that you want already exists because everything is energy, and energy is never created or destroyed. Think about that. So if everything you want already exists because it's just energy and energy is never created or destroyed, then holy crap, The realities you want already exist. This is at least what I did. Once I learned this and I actually grasped the significance of this, I said, when I dropped out of college, I said, I am already a multimillionaire author published in other languages. Nobody else believed it. I wasn't even sure totally if I believed it. But it was just a basic truth. If energy is never created or destroyed, if everything is energy, then what I want already exists. So get this. What you want already exists. It already exists as a field of possibility in the quantum field. It already exists as a higher dimension. It already exists. So comment down below, all I want already exists. All I want already exists. And this is just a shift in your perception. We know perception creates reality. But there's a fundamental difference between believing everything's energy, all I want already exists, and energy can never be created or destroyed, that reality, versus, I'm just Jake, and I have this thing, and it's a little harder than it looks, guys. Guys, this is just a big scam. All this thing's just, it's a big joke to sell you a bunch of crap, right? Those are two fundamentally different belief systems. So I invite you to start to look at the world as everything being energy, and all you want already exists. You just essentially have to bring it into this reality, which is the process of manifestation we'll be going into now. Number 2, practice feeling what you want. So think about it like this. I used to play basketball. I may not look it, but I was a pretty good basketball player. We were first team all San Diego, Division I. We were a top-ranked team in the state of California. And I was first team all San Diego, captain of my team. I had a pretty decent shot. And I had a pretty decent shot because I practiced it. I had a hoop in my yard. I played basketball all day, every day. And I just sat there. I just shot over and over and over and over. Repetition, where every shot looks the same. Every finish feels the same. The way it comes off the fingers, it's the same. It's the repetition of it that makes it ultimately effective. Well, this is what you're doing with feeling what you want, right? It's not just saying like, yeah, I'm going to, retire my mom and dad. I'm going to become a top real estate agent. I'm going to become a successful author. Yeah, I'm going to do it, guys, right? Like that's one thing. But a whole nother level to it is when you actually feel what it feels like. Like I used to practice feeling what it would feel like to have my books in bookstores. What I did with my first book, it was self-published because no one would publish my first book. So I'd go into Barnes and Nobles with my self-published books and I'd bring a handful of them, 5, 6, 7 of them. And I would place them in the personal development section next to Wayne Dyer's. Wayne Dyer is one of my favorite authors, and I would place my books next to his. And then I would sit there, I would watch them. Oh my gosh, my books are at bookstores next to Wayne Dyer's. Oh my gosh. And I'd practice feeling that and how excited it would get me over and over and over. I would take the photos of myself next to it, and I would just pretend that it happened. Like I'd walk around, oh my God, my books are on Wayne Dyer's and I'm a multimillionaire author inspiring millions of people. And then I would just leave my books there. Right? The funny thing is, somebody probably would eventually pick the book up and say, what the heck book is this? Let me go buy this or whatever. But then it would never register in the system on the barcodes because they weren't really there. Okay, well, flash forward a couple years. Penguin Random House gave me a book deal. My books were in bookstores. Guess what else? My books were right next to Wayne Dyer's. And the reason they were next to Wayne Dyer's is because alphabetically, D-U-C-E-Y and D-Y-E-R is right next to each other. And I would practice these things in my head. You've heard me tell the story of practicing this YouTube channel being successful. I'd feel it though. And what I would do is I would imagine my channel going viral. So I would imagine refreshing the browser on my screensaver on my computer, hitting the refresh button on YouTube and seeing a zillion subscribers, freaking out, jumping up, running to my wife, Ashley. Oh my gosh, Ashley, my channel just went viral. Ah, yeah. I would do that. Not because I believed that if I screamed in circles, it would happen, but because I was evoking a feeling. What people don't understand is that feeling is vibration. When people say, the law of attraction says like energy attracts like energy, or when Nikola Tesla says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Feeling is the way that you offer your vibration to the universe. So emotion is emotion. It's energy in motion. And feeling is conscious awareness of your own vibration. And guess what? You can use your imagination to change your own feeling. What I was doing is very different than some. There's a lot of people that want to be successful authors. Millions. I mean, maybe more than millions with self-publishing. Everybody wants to create their own path in life and do all these things. Why was I able to be successful? I promise you it's not because I'm a better writer. I didn't even graduate college and I failed junior English class in high school. I think it was because the difference in how I asserted my consciousness. There are other people that were better writers, but they said, I don't know if I could do it, and it's really hard to make money at it, and I don't know if it's going to work out, and what will they think, and is this that good? I just already assumed that I was a multimillionaire successful author. I was like, yes, I did it, woohoo! So practice feeling it. Practice turning the corner on your super long driveway of your dream house. Practice seeing the beautiful red mountain from your balcony. Right? That's my bathtub right there. Let's pretend you wanted a beautiful bathtub with an epic view, wherever it was. You like the mountains or the trees or the desert or the ocean. And let's pretend you're in your crappy bathtub and you can hear your neighbor coughing every single night because your walls are really thin and you hate it, right? You sit in that bathtub, you close your eyes, and you imagine you have your dream bathtub with epic glass, looking out to your favorite orange tree, seeing the water, seeing the pine trees or the snow. You feel it, you see it, and every time your neighbor coughs and he's like, you imagine that instead, that's the whistling breeze flowing through the palm trees in the snow. And when you're able to start to control your mind like that, that's when you control your vibration. And when you control your vibration, you control your point of attraction, the energy that you offer. Law of attraction says like energy attracts like energy. Remember point number 1, everything is energy. So this is what changed your point of attraction. And this is what manifestation is. Manifestation isn't about creating something that does not exist, because everything already exists. That's why it says creation is finished in the Bible. Everything that ever was and ever will be already exists because energy is never created or destroyed. Manifestation is about taking things that you cannot see with the naked eye in third dimension, taking something from a higher plane of consciousness and materializing it into this very small bandwidth we call reality. It already exists, but by changing your vibration and consciousness perception, you manifest it here in this dimension. Next, say this: that's not part of my belief system. You have to be able to reject every single idea that does not fit with the image you are creating. So when you say you want to do something and your mom says, I don't know about that, sweetie. You were never very good at that, right? Or your friends tell you, you can't do that. You can't make money on how are you going to make it? You just say, that's not part of my belief system. What I mean by this is, yeah, it's a cute phrase, and I think it's an important phrase to start to make a pattern in your life. You just say, thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. Thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. But it's also about understanding that the majority of the things we believe are things we inherited from other people. And so if we want to change our reality, we have to stop inheriting other people's ideas. And we're taught from a young age to be subservient to forces outside of ourselves, authority figures, schools, institutions, adults. Everyone knows better than you, right? We're taught to think that. And the problem with that is that's why most people give up on their dreams, because as soon as someone says no, as soon as someone says you can't, as soon as someone says it might be hard, as soon as someone says as soon as someone projects their own crappy belief systems onto us, most often everybody accepts the other people's crappy belief systems. You have to be courageous. Look, you're only alive one time. Do you want this? Do you want your best life? Do you want to see what you're really capable of? Because quite frankly, almost nobody ever gets there. And so if you listen to almost everybody, you're not going to get there. Most people have crappy belief systems. They don't believe they're good enough. They don't believe they're smart enough. They think they're a little peasant. They think that they're stuck within the little boxes of the matrix, and they want you to be stuck with them. And so you have to get in the habit of respectfully rejecting other people's ideas about you and about your future. So you just go, thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. Thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. You can say this to them if they're very aggravating. You might just want to keep it in your own mind and then don't go as often and don't stay as long. So comment down below, thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. If you don't use your conscious mind to reject other people's crappy ideas, they will go directly into your subconscious mind and become belief systems that subconsciously control your life. So comment down below, thank you. That's not part of my belief system. And if you really want this to start working, or you think, yeah, I probably inherited a lot of people's crappy belief systems, and you're like, well, how do I get rid of them? Hypnosis. That's why I always talk about hypnosis. I have my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below, pinned to the comments in the description. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below. So when I dropped out of college as a freshman and I said, I'm going to drop out, write a book, every publishing company said no. I got told no to my face many times. Agents said no. My friends thought, quote unquote, my friends thought I was nuts. A lot of my family thought I was nuts. Nobody really believed I could do it. I didn't even know if I could do it, to be honest. I just wanted to see what would happen, right? So I started hypnotizing myself because I learned how the mind worked. And I said, if this is all true, if the subconscious controls reality, if you can rewrite belief systems, if your beliefs about reality create your reality, why don't I hypnotize myself to believe I'm a multimillionaire, super successful author, inspiring people all around the world, super successful, super happy, achieving all my goals. Why don't I do that? Right? Like, it seemed rational. And so I started hiring hypnotists, and it kind of worked. But then I started studying how it worked, and I made a very powerful hypnosis. I started listening to it every single day, and my life changed forever. In a couple years, I became financially free. I retired my wife. I have incredible things have happened in my life, and they've happened from this hypnosis, and I give it away for free. All you got to do is listen to it for a couple minutes every single day, preferably in the morning or at night. Just a couple minutes. All you got to do is listen to it and then practice feeling what you want as if it already happened, whatever it is. Being the top real estate agent, selling your house, becoming a successful musician, finding your soulmate, becoming more successful at your job and business, getting out of debt. You practice feeling it while you listen to the hypnosis. And the link to it's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments, and it's in the description right there down below. So use that to start to erase that old negative programming. So last but not least is to forget about time entirely. Because if you go back to point number one, time doesn't even exist. Albert Einstein showed us that linear time is an illusion. So this whole idea of linear time is a false, it's an illusion. And so you go, well, the money hasn't come yet. It's been 4 months, right? Like, linear time is an illusion in the truest sense of the word, because if everything's energy, and energy is never created or destroyed, everything's happening now basically on parallel realities or different frequency patterns. It's all happening now. None of it's happening in the future. So if none of it's happening in the future, and it's all happening on different dimensions of consciousness, then you don't need to worry about time at all, right? At all. So when you look out at the world and you don't have what you want, You don't need to be persuaded by the outside world. Wallace Wattles says, lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. You can comment that down below. Lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. So what does that mean? Lack of evidence. Well, the money still hasn't come. My manifestation still isn't here yet. And this is where the problem arises for most people. They try a lot of these, times to go for their dreams and create what they want. But then it doesn't happen in the timeline that they want. So then they go, yeah, but it's not happening. Look at my bank account. Look, I don't have the sale yet, and I still have this crappy car, and I'm still in that bathtub where my neighbor's coughing and the walls are thin, and it's, it sucks, right? Like they look at the outside world, they look at their physical senses, and they get persuaded by the outside environment. But lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. How could lack of evidence be evidence of lack? If everything is energy and all you want already exists simultaneously in a higher dimension, if everything's energy, there's no such thing as lack. Because if energy is never created or destroyed, that means energy is infinite. So how could your life be demonstrating lack? It's impossible. But what happens is people talk themselves out of their dreams because they go, well, it's been 9 months. It's been 3 months. It's been 6 months. It's been 2 years. So it must not be meant to be. So you have to give up the idea of time. And to truly let go of attachment of when something happens, it goes back to point number 1, which is understanding it's already happened. So it's a paradox. To let go of when something happens, you have to understand it's already happened because energy is never created or destroyed. I've already made this video. I already built my YouTube channel before it was successful. Right? I have to step into it. I have to practice feeling it as if it's already happened. I have to show up. I have to do the hard work. But it's already happened. So when the evidence hasn't come yet, I'm not going to go, well, I guess it's not meant to be. Because it's literally an illusion. That's all the outer reality is. It's an illusion. So I let go. And I trust that it's going to happen exactly when it's supposed to happen in this dimension. It's already happened. So I'm just waiting in this. It's like Will Smith used to always say. He says, I already know what's happened, so now I just got to wait for y'all to see it. He already know it happened. He's just got to wait for it to appear in third dimension. And this is the real process to let go, is understanding the higher spiritual nature to things, which is everything is energy and all you want already exists. You're already one with it. You're good enough for it. You're smart enough for it. It already exists. And when you're able to let go of the time frame in which it comes, then you're no longer controlled by the desire. And when you're no longer controlled by the desire, you've taken it off a pedestal, right? It's no longer on a pedestal. This thing, and I hope it comes and it's so great. And when that happens, you're truly in abundance consciousness. And that's why it says in the Bible, to those that have, more will be given. Because once you already know that it's coming, you've moved from a state of belief. You've moved from a state of hope. You've moved from a state of wish to a state of knowing. I know I can swim if I jump in my pool. I don't hope I can swim. I really hope it works out, right? Like, I know for a fact I can swim. And you have to move to this place where you know for a fact that everything is energy. You know for a fact energy is never created or destroyed. You know for a fact then that everything you want already exists. And you know that everything you want is coming into your life. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the like button right over there or there, wherever it is. Send this out into the YouTube universe. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. That's what notifies you for new videos. So make sure you hit the subscribe and bell notification. If you haven't yet, get my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below, pinned to the comments and in the description. It's free. All you got to do is listen to it for a couple minutes. Start reprogramming the subconscious mind. I'm going to go actually take a bath right now with my daughter right now because we take an evening bath together. I'm wishing you a great day, whatever you got going on. Let me know in the comments what you think of today's video, and I will see you next time.